What's going on? It's Justeeni here, and today we've got some more Guess the Elo, this time Bardur mirror match on normal drylands. I recognize the opponent, Parry the Plug. He's a Polytopia player. I actually don't recognize the person that submitted this though. So let's just get right into things. So right off the bat, we're going for the workshop, not going for the lighthouse. Sensible. Explore right in the middle. Unfortunately, we don't find a village, just kind of unlucky. And we even step on the animals, still don't find a village. I would probably not make a warrior because we haven't seen a village, and instead save for riding and a rider to explore more, because we're going to need to travel pretty far. It looks like we're just going for the fast development instead, which I don't fully agree with, just because we're not able to get an early giant unless we get lucky here. Ooh. Okay, but we're going riding anyway. So yeah, I'm not sure about the lighthouse then, if it was really worth it. But yeah, we're gonna upgrade, workshop, double workshop, yeah. The explorers are not funneled at all. So yeah, I probably would have maybe considered funneling one of these. It's really easy, you can just like move this where you're here or this where you're here. I guess it's a lot easier to funnel this one because if you funnel here, the explorer can still go backwards, which is not ideal. I think it is worth funneling one of them because turn 0 tribes tend to have pretty good economy, so you can afford to get an explorer, and that vision is going to be very useful, especially considering you're almost always getting riding on drylands, especially with a turn 0. You already have riding. And now looking at giants, we do have a giant here with border growth, even without border growth, just with math. Slap down 3 lumber huts, get a giant. We can even slap down 3 lumber huts, a giant here. And then we can even get that, and then like Park of Fortune. No, that doesn't quite work. We need a lighthouse for that. But math is definitely consideration over roads. And yeah, it looks like the opponent's got riders going already. I definitely think we go math here because we get a few giants. I don't quite agree with roads because we get a few. It's not even just like we get one giant, we actually get multiple giants off of math. So this really feels like a missed opportunity here because roads are going to be nice for defending, but we already have riders. We're not going to be able to attack the opponent, and now we can especially tell we cannot attack the opponent because they have climbing as well. Like, roads are going to be okay. I guess we'll see how they play out. But I definitely feel like I'd much rather have a faster giant here, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. We managed to take this village from them despite the fact that they were on that side of the map first. And we had no vision to actually tell if things were going to work out. So there's their capital. We definitely want to get an explorer in the west because we know that they're most likely not there yet, and we might be able to beat them to it. Check out that. And yeah, we're positioning our riders to get ready. Workshop, I don't agree with. Should definitely get an explorer. They might have gotten a pauper. They got mining. And yeah, we are actually going to border growth here, and the border growth makes sense because we kind of didn't get math earlier. And yeah, we are going to get the giant. We get the Park of Fortune. And yeah, this is why the border growth is worth it for that giant, just because it's actually the cheapest way to get a giant. And yeah, it looks like we're chopping a lot, but here's the thing. This is why I still don't really agree with roads a whole lot. We placed one road, and that's been it. And we had to get a border growth for the giant. I feel like if we got math, we would have been able to get a lot of giants, and we might be able to get market sooner. Possible concern, the opponent Bardur gets a smithery, throws down a giant, and then suddenly you're in a little bit of trouble. They can spam some swords even. And if they can set up some markets, that can spell trouble. Though they don't have roads yet, so maybe that's not much of a concern. We're going to be able to expand in the west though, which is nice. Even despite our workshop slowing us down a little bit, we are still there first, which is nice. Getting some nice unit spam. I do think we could be possibly trying to pressure the cap directly because of how vulnerable it is. Either a lot of their units are in the fog, or they're actually just lacking units that much. At this point, I actually really don't know. We get farming, which is quite literally 100% useless, unless you want to buy construction. But we're getting those road connections now. And road connections, I'm not sure about this here, considering we can do it like this instead for the same effect. And yeah, we wouldn't want to really place a road here because we already have one here. But placing one here doesn't seem... I mean, I guess we would need to buy climbing to make use of it. Maybe that's their justification. Who knows? Because I don't think you're worried about like zone of control here at all. But we're connecting mostly just to get Grand Bazaar. We plop it up in the front lines, very good. Though we don't actually get a giant off of it unless we get math, which we still haven't gotten to. But we're in a very good position here at the moment. So like, unless something crazy happens, I think we just win here. Like, we have a vet sword near their cap as well. We just siege, they cannot poof. Another border growth. I feel like we probably could have bought math instead of trying to go for that, because math gets us a giant in this city and in this city. So I feel like instead of getting the expensive border growth, we get the math instead. I don't know, maybe that's just me. And we road for the lighthouse, we avoid the village. Which, yeah, we're avoiding the village because they can see they're gonna have no problem kicking us off. So it's not really worth it. There's the smithery for the giant push. Swords. We're just gonna siege their capital, and we're gonna siege the city they just popped the giant off of, and that might just be it. Honestly, kind of an unremarkable game. I was kind of expecting a little more pizzazz, but sometimes Polytopia is like that. Like, this was simply, we had a slow start. The opponent seemed to also have a slow start. They had so many mountains, which probably blocked them off just as much. So both sides had a kind of bad spawn, flopped around, somebody won. And that's what happened. As for Elo, I'm not sure. I mean, it was not terrible, but I did notice a bit of a lack of explorers. Unit spam was pretty good. And we did get a giant. I think we, again, when we got like the star rune especially, we should have gone for math first to pop some giants and then get roads. I think that's usually a better line, especially for Bardur. If you already have forestry, math is generally better to get first before roads, because you want to get the giants, then get those moving, rather than getting some rider roads and taking longer to get your eco going and all that. But as for their Elo, I'm inclined, I know I've been saying 1500 a lot lately. I mean, I might say 1500 though. Like, their placements were decent. Maybe I'll say 1550. No, 1500, final answer. Okay, much higher than 1500. Yeah, I can't be disappointed by that. Like, that was decent gameplay. Just a few missed opportunities. Oh yeah, I did record another Guess the Elo, and unfortunately I can't exactly re-record an episode when I've already reacted to games and all that, but I will have those games linked in the description, as well as the Elo that I guessed, and you guys can kind of play along if you want to, because this video is actually going to be pretty short just because of time constraints at the moment. But hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.